I'm Nick, folks.
Together we form
This crazy dynamo.
known as the
Unpanders. No, sir, we don't pander.
Yeah, especially not to younger viewers.
If you're under 18, please get your waiver signed and come back.
Yeah, go listen to some tiny podcast that doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
We care.
Also, if you're an employer, you cannot use this podcast against me, please. Only because it's for infotainment.
Yeah, it's for fun.
Entertainment purposes only, I believe it's called.
Yeah, nothing can be used against us in court of law.
Mm-hmm. So what'd you say we do here again?
We like to fit in the groove and just flow. Burst
Yeah,
out in conversation.
Let it rip. A couple old friends just going over some really interesting stuff. So why don't you tune in?
Enjoy.
Thanks, folks.
Ooh, hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up?
Meathead.
Do we have video yet?
Yeah, we have video.
It's hard.
Video.
It's hard to hold this. It's really hard.
I don't know how you get. What is that? Oh, those delts. What are they called?
I have no idea. They're from my dad. I just have them. I've never worked out my delts in my life. I hardly ever work out. So.
What can you do?
So.
Just giving your God-given muscle. I don't know. That's not even. Where do they go? They're gone now. Oh.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. I have to like hold my breath and do stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. So we're gonna do a little, I guess, correction from last time. We're gonna add an addendum.
It's a big old correction. Like a correction episode.
Yeah, we did Halloween last episode, and I feel like we didn't cover a key element to Halloween. We
left a lot of meat on that bone.
Excitement.
My favorite expression.
Yeah. Anxiety, a little fear.
Mm-hmm.
We missed all those. All those little.
It wasn't even creepy. I expected it to be creepy too.
Yeah, I guess we didn't really tell any dark stories or the reason why stories are so dark.
That's true. Real quick, I'll say we talked about Hallows Eve and Halloween. We talked about Halloween monsters. We talked about fear, what happens in your body, all the biological stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
We talked a little bit about the top 10 fears. And, it was an interesting episode, but there was more. And this Halloween season going on right now, I just wanted to say more than happy Halloween. Let's get scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's an element to Halloween that's like a fun fear. It's a dopamine drive that people love to go to fun houses and haunted houses.
Oh my God!
Get jump scares.
Scary.
Yeah.
Scary? Try.
Not really, no. But those people, I mean, it's understandable because in our normal day-to-day lives, we don't get scared. We're not. I mean, it's very rare that we're frightened of something.
We're not going in houses that have people jumping out at us and flashing strobe lights and giant spiders on the wall, though. So, I mean...
Yeah, it's a fun kind of thing.
It is. Celebratory scaring. Is that what you're calling it?
I suppose so.
Interesting. Fun fear. As far as clarifications from the last episode, I'm going to say this whole thing. Plus one small detail.
Oh, yeah.
Slenderman, I said there was like girls who stabbed each other or something.
Yeah.
I did a little research. It's Waukesha, Wisconsin. Waukesha, Wisconsin?
Waukesha.
Anyway, is it?
I don't know. I was thinking Warbisha.
That sounds really good though. Waukesha. Anyway, this happened in May 2014, but two 12-year-olds who swore that Slenderman was going to use them as a proxy. I guess he appears, he gives you commands, he can teleport. He is always in the background. He's a very creepy individual. He's way too tall. For them to use these two girls who loved Slenderman and his stories, they thought they had to murder someone, so they stabbed their one classmate like 19 times.
Oh, man.
And the girl clawed her way out of the woods to the main road, and a cyclist saw her and called the cops, and they intervened. And they they took the whole thing to court. And the girls were tried as adults originally, because like that's a pretty heinous
12?
thing to do. You don't just...
Holy crap.
Yeah, they're 12 years old. So hold on. Judge says we're gonna try you as adults. This is crazy. Turns out both of them weren't really fit to serve. Is that the word? They were
fit to stand trial.
Yeah, fit to stand trial. Excuse me. They had mental problems, disorders, all sorts of stuff. One of them in their testimony mentioned the Ninja Turtles, and someone else told her to do something, and they had a lot of problems. So it was kind of like a freak thing that involved Slenderman. So for the record, Slenderman is still good and still real, had nothing to do with this tale, and that's kind of sad, kind of like, yeesh. So that was my correction. I just wanted to give it its due and say, let's move on from Slender Man.
Yeah, that's okay. It's like it's not okay, but
And move into fun fear.
yeah. So in our day-to-day lives, I mean, we all wake up, do a routine, go to work, come back, eat dinner, make your bed, sleep in it. So none of that is scary because we've done it before, right?
Would you say we actually paid the price to keep fear at bay? I mean, we don't sleep out with spiders. We have the safety net that collects us. There's a safety net we've built as society.
Yeah, if you were to walk into a nation that's destabilized, then those people might carry around weapons, and that would be pretty freaking scary to us. But to other people, maybe not so much. Maybe they see that every day, and so that's a key element to fear, is that you're not used to whatever's normal, routine, your normalcy, your pattern.
Something's different. Something's going on here that's a danger to you. Like there are dangers too every day. You get hit by a car at any moment, right? Like right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
could come through the wall.
I mean, I'm right off the road. Could come right through the wall. Cars be hitting houses way more now than they used to. I'll tell you that. Or maybe just the news is more into that. That's what I think.
And that's one thing about the normalcy of life, is there's certain things that are hazardous to us that we just we either accept, or it's so routine that we just don't even think about it. Yeah, driving in a car. Like driving in a car when it's an icy road. I remember going over overpasses, and it's an unexpected thing, and you probably have about maybe 20 seconds to cross the overpass. And
bridge freezes before road, baby.
Yep, that ice patch. I remember hitting it and sliding, and I went straight over the overpass. But it took, until I was past the overpass to feel my emotions, to have the adrenaline kick in, and to start actually getting the sweaty palms, like racing thoughts, heartbeat. Go all sorts of crazy.
So I read a study that said fear, the fun that the fear that like you pay for.
The fear you pay for.
Not fear that you get in bad neighborhoods or anything. The fear you go to a funhouse for and pay for.
Mm-hmm.
It clears your head. It forces you directly into the present. It releases a bunch of dopamine, among other things, and I believe it's a different amount of dopamine for different people, which, interestingly enough, might make thrill seekers not thrill seekers.
Mm-hmm. Plus, it's kind of like a challenge. Like people play games to get achievements. It's kind of an achievement to live through a fun house, a haunted house, and say, that wasn't so scary. I'm a badass. But
right, someone wrote in this article that I saw, which you may have come across. I think it was a BuzzFeed. We do not approve of BuzzFeed. We hate BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed is dumb, but unless they're willing to pass. But it was that bonding opportunities happen in these scaring things. Like we all go to the same haunted house. We all go on the same ride, a thrill ride. Have you ever gone bungee jumping? Yeah, I did, out in Mount Pocono, Mexico. Oh, dude, was it crazy? Yeah, they got my legs like this. And like, it's a bonding thing. Like you braved an element, which really might not have been scary. I mean, everyone who's done it, what is it, 99.999 success rate? In fact, haunted houses, what's their success rate of survival? Is it 100? It can't be.
No. I'd like to meet the person who's died in it from a heart attack.
No. Oh, no. He didn't make it.
That's scary. Like, what? Would you believe that was happening as you went through it?
Oh my God, look at this actor. Oh, I need help. I need 911. This actor is amazing. I need help for real. This actor is so convincing. They're just poking him in the chest, and he's just clutching himself. So he died right there.
So did you see
Did you hear the worst place to have a heart attack? During a game of charades.
It's a dad joke I've ever heard one.
I'm a dad.
Did you hear about triple X XXX? What is it? Temptation? You hear about him today? I don't know.
R.I.P.
Is he gone now?
R.I.P. R.I.P.
The crazy thing
I
about
think it's
that,
official.
I don't know if he's official or not. Since we're filming this in October, we'll find out. But we do this ahead of time. But apparently, he was shot in his car, and people were filming from different angles with their phones. There's 2 different angles of him slumped over. So not only is like are people just like checking on him, and he's not he doesn't seem alive. There's multiple people like almost on the doorstep filming. So like that's crazy.
What's also crazy is so let's say you're using Snapchat, because you have to use a Snapchat app to upload.
What filter do you use?
Well, I was going with, once you upload it, you have to upload it from Snapchat. So did you record it in Snapchat? And if you did, like, you have to use it, right? I mean, you didn't use the native phone camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you used Snapchat app. So now it's like you can't turn the camera off and be like, I meant to use my regular phone to save this and send to the news.
Authorities.
The authorities or something. I already use Snapchat. So the only thing you can do is either put it on your story or give it to your friends. And it's like, where does this one belong? This is a story. This is a story. You don't give this to your friends. You don't give this one to cute girls. You're not hey.
One of them did have a caption to it. It just had X on it.
Yeah.
Which I was like,
that might be Snapchat.
That might be dark. Pretty dark. The amazing thing is that they say he was shot. I guess I would assume as like a drive-by. But the people that are bystanders, like they have no fear because it was so quick. Like they're not under attack, and they
right. They figure that the drive-by is gone. I guess.
I suppose so. I mean,
but you don't know.
That guy had issues though. I saw he was performing on stage, and he was lip syncing, but that's not why the guy was mad. The guy was mad for some other reason.
Drive by him because he lip synced.
He was like a ninja. He ran across the stage and punched him in the side of the head, and that dude flew like 5 feet, and he was out. And then a whole crowd of security guards just dumped the guy, and then
the guy died. XX.
Yeah, this was like a year ago.
He got punched, or he punched?
He got punched.
Ooh, someone don't like you, dude.
Yeah. Well, he did something to somebody's girl, and that guy had so many bad stories surrounding him. So
I read some bad stuff about him. So we're not here to pump up XXX dead, but possibly dead. But
crazy stuff. So let's go back to like normal routine. So for me, like in a normal day, most of my days spent sitting at a desk. And if you were sitting there and all of a sudden like people start screaming, like what are your assumptions? You're like preparing yourself with the fear. Your adrenaline's going to make you think like the top possibilities. It's like maybe there's somebody with a weapon, or maybe they're just, I don't know, acting something out. I don't know. Maybe there's like a dinosaur in the building. That's a fun kind of.
I didn't go there. That's interesting. That would really throw some people for a loop.
Yeah.
I mean, if you did see a dinosaur in your building and you're 100% sure that's a dinosaur, your first thought is
lock the doors.
Jurassic Park,
because they can open.
Jurassic Park is real.
Well, of course.
Right, like
dinosaurs ruled the earth.
You say of course, but this is a movie. Jurassic Park's fake. There could be another reason. Aliens brought dinosaurs back. Dinosaur time traveled. Someone created a dinosaur in a lab, just strictly not using dinosaur DNA. Dino DNA. But I mean, your first thought is literally that Jurassic Park is happening, right? Which is pretty crazy because I mean Jurassic Park has taken over real dinosaurs in your brain, right?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
How many people would be at awe? It's like when like the tsunamis, when the water goes out, so many people just run on shore and start like looking, filming, and there's like zero reaction.
Crazy.
I can't believe this is happening to me. I'm so special today.
I've read that it's going to come back in tenfold, but I just can't believe it. I don't know.
Those things are brutal. I went to your adrenaline's going so fast. Maybe your brain doesn't. It's like shutting off the part that says run. Maybe you're like ready to fight the wave.
So I watched Jumanji, the new one.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I know it.
So you know when all four kids play the game in school, and slowly one starts disappearing, and then the other one disappears, like they're getting sucked into the game. It's like Spoiler alert. They get sucked into Jumanji. If you're really watching this and you didn't want to hear that, watch another podcast. People are turning off right now. But they're getting sucked into the game like, his arm is.
They're watching each other go.
Waving. Well, and there's 4 of them. And like after one guy goes, you're like, that's crazy. After 2 guys goes, like, you think the person's going to be like, I got to go.
Running.
And then after that, like, there's one left. But my thought is, if you're actually seeing this, I think you're caught up in something that's not about running away. You have to see something to a completion. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think there's a weird thing where you're seeing something so unique, so weird, so out of the ordinary that to run away is almost
against your logic, because curiosity killed the cat.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, you're going to stay there to see what the hell happened, which probably accounts for a lot of school shootings. I have no idea.
That's the alien thing.
I mean,
like if aliens come and you don't know if they're dangerous or not,
bad or good, right? You're gonna see an alien. That no one in a billion years has seen an alien. You want to be here and see it, so you plant your feet and you're hopeful.
Yeah.
I mean, crazy stuff.
That brings me to my other spoiler.
Please do. Ruin a movie for me.
I will. Annihilation. Have you seen Annihilation yet? It's with are you blanking? You look like you're blanking.
I am, but I know what Annihilation is, and I can't remember what it is. It's something Annihilation.
No, it's just Annihilation. That's the single one.
Oh.
It's about I guess they don't even really define it as aliens. They like take over a lighthouse, and the area that they control is expanding. So they're trying to figure out more and more about what's going on. It's really one of those that you have to watch multiple times because it's out of order and you don't really know the reasoning behind it. And then when you watch it again, it gets a little bit better. And it stars Natalie Portman.
Never heard of her.
Yeah, she's been around. She's been around. She's kind of popular in certain circles, like the movie circle. Those who watch film circles.
Cinema enjoyers.
Yeah.
Never
I don't know what part I want to ruin for you because it's kind of it just came out.
I'll never see it. I have a kid.
So I'll ruin it in the way that. So she goes into this like wall thing, and the cool thing is that they're not fearful. So like each person has like a set agenda, and there's I guess it's what, a dichotomy? Is it dichotomy where you dissect people and they show like one they're like foiling off each other. So one of them's like resolved to do this. The other one's like curious. Another one is almost like dejected. Another one is fearful and afraid. So they start to drop one by one, and then Natalie Portman is left to figure out how they all passed away because it's all, yeah, but it's not like they died of natural causes. There's this like alien thing that's like present in everything, and it's starting to like merge them with other DNA, and it's getting freaky. Like things are changing, and they can't
feeding off them or something, or feeding off an emotion or something.
So this is the part that triggered in my brain we were talking about. So they, in the end, she meets something. It's an alien. It's like mirroring her movements, and it's not like a danger to her. Like it's not like aggressive, but it's still like a sterile thing. Like it's a neutral thing, but what it's doing is still negative in the whole scope of things. Good. Yeah. So it's like it's not going to hurt her, but she knows for the betterment of mankind that she has to end it, even though it's not being like aggressive.
Does she? No, don't.
I don't want to. I can't tell you that.
Is she afraid of it?
No, that's the best part of the movie is that it's an all-female troupe that goes in there, and they all play a role that is not a trope. Which brings us to the next part. Yeah.
Oh, so what are you gonna go with tropes here?
So I'll go with my scenario that you're in an office building. It's bright. It's during the day, and none of those are tropes. So you're surrounded by other people, and you have a means to protect yourself, sort of. You could lock a door, and you probably have more group power than someone who's in a cabin in the woods in a group of three. If you can work
together.
Yeah. If you can work together. If they don't freak out. If they don't run away.
People freak out different than they work together. Or work. on an everyday thing. Like, you don't know your coworker who you work with on a day-to-day basis in the freak out scenario. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Christian
People
Bale,
freak out differently.
American Psycho.
He killed people.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
You
don't
gotta
really know
return
who
some
covers.
tapes.
I guess in that situation, you'd want a Christian Bale. Like if all of a sudden there's like an axe murderer and he's coming at you, and then your coworker's just like, "I kill people for a living." You're like, "Whoa!" Get Christian Bale and
I
Dexter.
was wearing my Nikes the other day with a chainsaw, and I dropped it down the stairwell, and just my Nikes. So you're nude? Yes. Chainsaw landed perfectly. Do you recognize it?
I don't know what that is. I don't remember it.
The best scene in American Psycho that no one talks about because he's always doing crazy stuff. He's doing all this stuff to women, like crazy, crazy stuff. The one scene I'll never forget is that he chased a woman with a chainsaw and he still had it on his sneakers, but he was nude everywhere else. He was just nude in his sneakers, which I think is hilarious. Anytime someone's nude in their sneakies. Sneakers. I was trying to figure out where I said sneakies. He's chasing her down a hallway in like a hotel or like an apartment complex, and she is ahead of him, and she runs down the steps, and he's revving the chainsaw covered in blood, and he's just nude in his sneakers, and she's going down the staircase, like the square, you know what I mean? You can kind of see down the middle.
He's timing it, yeah.
And he's timing it, and he throws it down, and it spins and lands on her when she reaches the first floor and starts running. And I'm like, damn. I have trouble like putting my shorts on when I'm like just nude in my sneakers, which for the record is the most dad moment you can have. If you're putting on your sneakers first, you're a serial killer. But if you're taking off your shorts and something else and something's going on and you have your sneakers still tied or whatever, I dare you to go over to the mirror and take a look. It's not that cool.
I have no idea.
Seriously, you ever see yourself nude except for your sneakers?
Oh, no, I don't.
You
have like full length mirrors in your bathroom?
No, I want to say my roommate does, but I've never been in her room with my sneakers in the nude. Like, what?
Yeah.
Never.
Nick, can you
I'm still here.
Do you need this? And you just bend over. Here's your hairbrush. I wasn't using it earlier.
I was using it. My chest hair. Excuse me. Weird.
So there's tropes.
Mm-hmm.
So the dark at night, cabin in the woods, young lovers, and they all split up, and they die one by one, horribly in a very probably systematic way. It's almost never that someone gets the jump on them and they kill like 4 people at once. Like I don't think I've seen a horror movie that just
1 or 2 at a time.
Yeah, they always draw it out because I guess they don't want to pay an extra couple actors just to die in a mass grave.
There's also an anticipation thing, I think. Like you know what's happening, and 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 the actor seems to not know what's happening. Huh? Why does that garage door keep opening and closing? I'll get it alone, everyone. No, you know what I mean? Do. Huh? The darndest thing. It's stuck in this position. I'll put my head on the ground and check it out. Like they're just like doing this, and you're like, don't do it. And they're like furthering it. Like the killer could be right there with an axe, and they're like, this is crazy, but I'm gonna draw a dotted line over my neck. This will solve it. Don't do that. You're gonna get cut in half. Well, gee willikers, I'm gonna lay on a stump here with my head like this. That's a trope, I guess.
Yeah, and there's always someone screaming and trying to run away, and they always trip and fall, get hit by something. It kind of trains people to actually do that, I think. Like if you're having a...
So you think if there's a panic scenario and one person runs from the group, they're the one that's going to get plucked, dropped, caught, catched.
Yes.
All those words might have been fake, but you get the idea. Weird. Do you want to get into any creepy versus horror movies?
I want to
We
touch
kind of
on.
touched on it, but go ahead.
I want to touch on like scary moments for you. If you were, since you're not afraid of very many things, you would
I'm
have to
not. I'm a
be.
big, strong, tough man.
You'd have to be in a different situation. So if you're like alone at home, which probably doesn't scare you, you're probably like reveling in being alone for the first time in a long time, standing naked in front of a mirror with your shoes on. Yeah. So,
Don't get the cow, baby.
by all your senses, you can maybe see somebody dart across the window. Maybe they're in your house. Maybe the lights flicker a little bit. Maybe you hear like a creak or a door, or like you hear a little like squeaky toy or something. You don't normally hear a door open when you're just about to jump in the shower because you're vulnerable because you're naked and in shoes. Yeah.
I understand. I'm showering with shoes. I get it. I don't like being creeped out because what you're doing is inadvertently getting into creepy versus scary.
Uh-huh.
I don't get scared. I'm like never scared. Like if crazy stuff goes down, I'm not scared. Somebody pops out, I'm not usually scared. I'm like
Huh.
you son of a gun. But I can get creeped out pretty easily. If I'm down here, I'm in the first floor, I'm looking around. I do this often. I do
A little
the
rattle.
looking thing. Yeah, I don't know.
Little noises.
I get unnerved. If noise is somewhere it shouldn't be,
It's always like the noises that are like human made. Like there's not a frequency to them. There's just like a little like jostle and then it stops. Like a testing noise.
is that a human noise though? Couldn't an animal do that? I mean, I
They
don't know.
could. What if you hear like a
It's
murmur?
weird though.
Like almost
No,
a
if I hear
voice.
a murmur, oof, no. Excuse me? Hello? When you're home alone? Nah. Look, I'm getting like goosebumps. See,
Yeah.
creepy gets me.
Do you think
Scary
you
does.
can? Do you think you can sense that on your skin? Do you think because like sharks have that magnetic field, they can kind of sense things that are not.
Electromagnetic.
Mhm.
Correct. Yeah.
Do you think
Ooh.
you put off a little bit of that? I think so. If you were to have somebody around you, you kind of have a sense of them. If someone's within like 5 feet of you, I think you know they're there.
All right, is this thing real? Someone's watching you feeling. Is it real?
Definitely. I
You're
think you,
wait, scientifical? I love using that word.
anecdotal. If you're looking at somebody and you're staring them down, usually if you're checking out a woman, I'm not going to say who's checking them out, but they usually can sense that they're getting checked out and they'll look back. I think
Scientifically, has anyone done a study on it? I just want to know.
Let's find this out and come back with a clarification.
Ooh, because I want to know because that gets a little bit into Sixth Sense.
Extrasensory perception, ESP,
Sure. Is it real?
a little paranormal.
Because if it's real, then ghosts are real. Would you say that?
I don't know. I've heard people that
I know
are susceptible
you
to
can
that.
conflate it, can't conflate it.
Yeah, people that are susceptible, they like to tell those stories. And like when grandparents pass away, like lights flicker, or they hear a word. One of the things that creeped me out was like my mom told me to say the name, like guardian angel, what's your name? Like you're supposed to say it out loud, and then you wait, and then in your head there's a name that pops in there, which is kind of like you're triggering yourself to say a name.
Sure. Sounds pretty.
But
come on, this isn't real. I'm gonna think it up.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So have you ever done that before?
No, I don't want to do it. God damn, you got me looking around. See?
Yeah. Well, I did it, and the same name pops in my head every time I do it. I guess the first time it does it, it sets that neural pathway, and you're
Right.
stuck
You're
on
gonna
the
be
name.
Stuck on that. What's the name?
Helen. Which I don't.
That's weird.
I don't. That's yours too.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Huh? You gonna do it on? Do you have a name
On
for
the
your
podcast?
Yeah.
Hold on. Tell me before I do it what I'm supposed to do.
You
Clear
just
my
say-
mind, breathe deep, and I'm supposed to say out loud, right?
Guardian
With
angel.
You not talking. You gotta give me a few seconds. Guardian angel.
What's your name?
What is your name?
Yeah.
All right, dude. I'll try it. Stop talking for a second, all right? I'm gonna do it. Guardian angel. What is your name? I didn't get a name, but I thought of Max,
Hmm.
my grandmother's dog.
Huh.
I think I was thinking of him.
Is your spirit animal?
No, well, That's so weird. I haven't talked about Max in 20 some years.
Huh.
So I'm 30ish. He died by the time I was 5. They just had a German Shepherd mix that he used to chew up every Sunday's parish bulletin from church.
Huh.
Chew the hell on back. That's what he did. And he was a good dog. And I was the first grandchild born. And I would walk. I was just tall enough where I could walk upright, and I would be under the table.
Uh-huh.
And he would follow me around, and I would pet him and laugh and chase him around. He would chase me. But he died by the time I was like 4 or 5. But it was like the first dog that was ever my friend because we didn't have dogs before that. So shout out Max. Or just me thinking of Max. I don't know.
Isn't that
I think I was
bizarre,
thinking of
though?
Max.
I mean,
It
20-something
is weird,
years.
but
I don't know if it's... I don't know that... I mean, there's obviously no truth to it that you can scientifically prove. But there's
well, we
something
can
creepy
prove
about it.
If I try and shoot myself and someone named Max stops it, I'll do it on camera. Okay, I will do it on camera.
No, don't.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Tough Guy. Mr. Legalese, you're worried about us getting sued? We will get some good ratings from a suicide.
Oh my God. Oh my Lord.
Yeah, there's whatever we would like to say. Do not
Don't do that.
do
That's
that.
terrible.
Don't do that.
I can't believe you thought it and then said it out loud on a public venue.
Well, hold on.
Shame,
What's
shame,
interesting is thinking it is a natural thing.
Yeah, the
What do I mean by
possibilities of life.
A little bit. One of the creepiest or scariest things is when it's called the high ledge with a loved one hypothesis. So you go onto like a really high cliff face, or you're on one of those. This is the tallest building in Manhattan. This is the tallest building in East Germany. This is the tallest building in whatever. You go somewhere, and you go out on one of those little precipices, and you're like with your loved one. What's funny is how often, if you're with another person, you can think how easy it would be to push them. This is a real thing. Like, people think it. Like 90% of people who are on this will think it, even when they're with someone they love, like extremely. And it's weird. Why would you think that? Except that your brain does a lot of instinct calculations at all times.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they're thinking they could push you.
They could turn on you. They could be both thinking the same thing.
Exactly. So your instinct is to be wary of that. And then if you're wary of that, you also realize you could do the same to them. So you don't purposely think of a thing. It just occurs to you. It's like a natural thing.
So you're saying that more creative people are better murderers.
I think you'd get caught pretty easily from doing that.
You just see them on an easel painting with their blood. It's a beautiful sunrise.
Yeah.
Creative people murdering. I think that you're outthinking the other person because human beings are the most dangerous thing on the planet. Like almost all of, they've killed the most species of any other species.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if you're gonna be fearful of something, it better be human beings.
Except germs. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Mind blown.
Yeah. A third of the population of the world was killed by the Black Death, right?
Mm-hmm. That's just one germ. One germish.
That's crazy. But it was fostered by people. Spread by people. If you come into any
rats. Rats and people, same thing.
True. I'll give it to you.
Okay. The other interesting thing about the high ledge with the loved one hypothesis was this. This one doesn't involve a loved one, I guess. When you're at a really high ledge, do you often feel like you're dizzy,
a little off
like
kilter.
you could fall, like I better not jump? Like this is the funniest one. I better not jump. When you analyze that, do you often jump? Like when you're walking somewhere, even if it's like a 2-foot fall, are you like, I better not jump? Like, you know what I mean? No one would jump. No one would lose their balance. You're literally where you're standing. I know it's the edge of a precipice, but that edge has the exact same balance statistics of somewhere in your goddamn living room, right?
You could have a little loose gravel there, and someone could maybe push you or bump you by accident, or you could like trip over your own shoes.
Well, that's different. Why don't you think of that when you're in your living room and everything like that?
Because it's not going to kill you.
So that's the whole thing. It's the fear kind of makes you weird, kind of creeps you out, right?
So if you fell off the edge and you tumbled down, and somehow
I did.
So hold on a second here. So you fell down and somehow you landed so that your face landed right on your crotch after your pants got ripped off, and it looked like you died filleting yourself. If you could come back to life just to change your death position, but it would send you to hell, would you do it?
No, I'm gonna be the self-suck hero. Are you kidding me? I mean, really, that's legendary stuff. He died doing what he loved,
Yeah.
himself orally.
Do you think the workers come in and separate you from yourself, or do you think they just keep you curled up? They get you on the gurney.
I'm calling the cops, dude. I'm calling the cops. They don't even touch you, dude. They're like this. I'm taking a picture with my Snapchat filter because I already use Snapchat. I got to either post to my story or send it to my friends. I can't just,
I want it to be that
I'm sending that one to my friends.
You're down in the morgue with a sheet over you, and your parents come in and they say, "We need you to identify the body."
That's his face. Yeah, that's his too. They're both his.
Yeah.
Case closed.
Check his delts. They look like his dad's. That's not. Yeah, they're muscular.
That's all I got, dude. You gotta run with it. I wanted to touch on Stephen King.
The king of
he
horror.
writes Goosebumps, I believe, right?
That's R.L. Stein.
I know.
I have to make sure I'm offended.
I know you are. Stephen King said there are 3 kinds of scary, in his opinion. We're getting into a little Vsauce information. I heard it from the Vsauce episode, Why Are Things Creepy? Vsauce is a great follow. He promotes us, actually. He thinks we're even better follow. I wouldn't say that, but...
Vsauce is an entity, right? So it doesn't really think or feel.
Right, so we're probably better.
We're covered legally. Yep.
But he does a good episode called Why Are Things Creepy? And he talked about the Stephen King thing I'm about to tell you. He said there are 3 kinds of scary. Gross out, which is like gore,
puke,
bugs, stuff going on, people covered in blood.
Crawling on your skin.
Horror, which he said was like an unnatural state of affairs. Like a spider that's 8 feet tall.
Oh, grotesque.
That's weird. That's unnatural. And he said terror, which is a fear that can't be substantiated. It can't be explained. Like if you went home, this is the exact example, so I feel corny saying it, but he went to your home and you found that every single thing in your house had been replaced by something that looked exactly like it. Oh, wouldn't that be weird?
How would you know?
Exactly. That's what's creepy about it. It's like creepy is the word, I guess.
Just looks very similar. Eerily similar.
Yeah. How messed up would you be if your glasses were like a little different and you're like, why would someone take all our glasses and replace them with other glasses?
Is that the same as Sixth Sense when she leaves the kitchen after making a meal for her son, and then she comes back a second later and all the cupboards are open and the drawers are slid out?
That's terror. Yeah, that is terror.
Yeah, she's just like...
Terror is a weird feeling, dude.
She downplays it too. She's like, what are you looking for?
Right, of course. I mean, what are you gonna... So terror is a weird thing that he said, and I don't know that I agree or disagree, lies in the uncanny valley. Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay. So for a while, experts were making cartoon pornography. I know you've never even heard of it.
I don't know. Is this called hentai?
Check it out. I have no idea. Anyway, what's crazy is the more lifelike it appears, like people are like, yeah.
Oh, no.
And you get to a point where it's so lifelike, but the fake, that it creeps people the F out.
I think you've created a new genre here. You could have hentai porn that turns into real porn, and then people are just disgusted.
You can't. So the
You
real
just crossed
ones
it.
here,
Cross the
fake
lines.
ones here. No, that area in between is terrifying. It's scary. If you
You start to see the
have you
pimples
ever
on their
seen-
forehead.
No, it doesn't look right. Can you Google? This is a little different, but in the same genre. A teddy bear with a full set of teeth.
Oh boy, you're making me search here. Hold on a second.
You love to search. Searching is your favorite thing. What I'm getting at, though, is that as an AI gets closer and closer to human, it's cooler and cooler and cooler, and then it reaches threshold where it's like, I don't want that. It's too weird.
It's like a real set of teeth on this thing.
Yeah, they surgically did it, I think, for like...
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, I don't...
It's unsettling. It's unsettling, isn't it?
Yeah. It's pretty freaky. I don't know if I can click it. No. Yeah,
No, you can't. Whatever.
I mean, it's there. It's there. I understand.
I didn't know if our audience could see it. I didn't know if that was one of those things. We can't do that every time.
On a podcast, it's difficult. But I understand. If you had, like, animals with human body parts, like the eagle with feet, like human feet.
I don't think that's terrifying, though.
If it landed on your shoulder and was, like, massaging your shoulder with its feet, you got to be freaked out.
I would be freaked out if it really happened to me, but it's a drawing, so I don't think Elsu will land on anyone anytime soon. Did you have any top creepy movies versus scary movies? So I'll define a scary thing as physical fear.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whoa, oh my god, it jumped out of there. That scared the hell out of me. And creepy as a more unsettling psychological thing. Like,
I've got one for you.
It's weird. Okay, go ahead.
Nightcrawler. You ever heard about that one? It's with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
He's like a nighttime video reporter. He sells his footage.
Oh no, I didn't see this. Oh god.
Oh, this is an excellent movie. He'll like adjust the bodies if he's found a wreck before the cops get there, and make it so it's more I'd say filmatic, photographic.
Yeah, like more crazy, weird, more newsworthy.
Make sure you can like see everything in the frame, and then towards the end he sets it up so that like horrible things go down, and he has a partner, and he sets his partner up to die so he could film it. Sorry, spoiler.
Whoa, I didn't see that. That's awesome.
But he has no remorse whatsoever, and he manipulates people like no other.
Is he successful?
Yes, very successful.
Hell yeah, he's putting success over everything else, even human compassion. That's dark.
Yeah, that's
like that. That's creepo. You know what's funny then?
So
next movie, 1 hour photo.
Oh man, Robin
Williams,
sociopath.
Dude, nothing will get me more than the scene where I know he loves this woman and he's like following her, and he develops all her film, because remember you had to bring your camera to the CVS or to Rite Aid or to whatever, all these brand name stores.
Yeah.
And then they develop the film for you and give you your prints. That's how it worked. Well, he was so in love. He knew the kid's name. He knew her name, the husband's name. He knows everybody. And I know he's like kind of over the line a little bit. He like notices whether she's gaining weight or not, like whether she has, did you get your eyebrows waxed? Yeah, I did. And,
Yeah, he's kind of like
an creepy. He's like really into
man.
her.
Yeah, he's into her.
Yeah, and it's Robin Williams, who's usually a comedian, and he's got extra thick brows. He doesn't laugh or tell jokes. There's something about him that's weird. And then we see his house where all the photos he's developed of this one family, he printed out doubles and lined his walls with them.
Huh. It's a little off-putting. How do you know that? How do you know that at a time of people that they have some sort of creepy fetish that affects you?
I did. Yeah, like honestly, I have no idea. And that's creepy. Creepy to me is actually scary. Scary is like, you got me, dude. You jumped out of the shark. So the jaws,
So
creepy.
People that stand too close to you or breathe on you, or maybe they, squeeze your bicep or say hi, hey. Like they do strange things that just like they cross the line a little bit, but they know the boundary well enough that they can cross it and come back. They tiptoe.
Are they doing it on purpose? Or do they not know? I think they don't know usually. That's what would make them creepy.
Yeah.
They knew and did it anyway.
Yeah, but that's your perception of them, right?
I think you could tell. if someone did it not knowing, like they're like an idiot, they're not feeling the social boundary,
Mm-hmm.
and they keep butting their head against it. It'd be another thing entirely if that person stepped over the social boundary and squeezed your arm and was like, "That's a beautiful bicep," and then step back, and I was like, "Excuse me," like I wouldn't be able to talk about it. I'd be like, "I gotta go. I got dinner ready for the kids. I'll catch you later, bro." That's creepy. Creepy gets me more than any of these other things. It's just
Well, it's one of those
creepy.
situations where if you're coming up to like a coworker who doesn't pay, is like they're focused on their computer and you're behind them, like you're really supposed to like make
Yeah.
make
The
sure you
noise.
step a little bit. You don't want to just
It
come over
makes
and
some
just
noise.
like tap them because that they jump and freak out.
Wait, do you know what you're supposed to do before you go buy a bathroom or knock on a bathroom or
Buy a
a
bathroom
bathroom? They, walk by a bathroom, like
like
if
a
there's a
stall.
single bathroom. No, like it's a single bathroom,
Okay.
like one that has a door and a toilet, and that's it. Not like a bathroom that has 9 toilets and 8
Okay,
urinals and
it's an
everything.
etiquette
Like
thing.
single
All right, sure.
etiquette thing. You see the door closed. You know what people do, and I've noticed this. This is
They knock or they pace awkwardly
They
right in
sniff.
front of the door.
oh, they sniff. You do that before you approach a bathroom that
Yeah.
only has one bathroom. Check it out. I'm gonna write a book about it. It's called. And you're not really sniffing. You're just making a sharp inhale to make a sound. Slash, if it smells like shit, I think you kind of have a good idea what's going on in there, and you don't have to know.
Test your surroundings.
Yeah. Weird. Last thing I really wanted to touch on. You can touch on like 8 other things.
Yeah.
Mine was what we're kind of talking about. Urban legends a little bit.
Oh yeah,
We
sure.
talked about it with Are You Afraid of the Dark? Is kind of urban legend telling. We talked about it in the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
The coolest thing about an urban legend is there's no Google for it.
Eating pop rocks and makes your stomach burst.
Soda, yeah, mixing
Soda
it with
pop
soda.
rocks, yeah.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Well, I don't have individual ones like flash your headlights at a guy who didn't have his headlights on, and he'll turn around and follow you until he kills you.
I don't like one with a microwave.
Yeah, if you microwave your baby for more than 30 seconds at a time.
That's terrible. Why did I laugh? I don't know why I laughed. Did you saying baby? I'm supposed to say, oh God. You would never do that. I would never do that. We would never do that.
Hold on. I saw this online and I didn't know. Would you microwave your baby for 1 second
No.
for $1 million?
No.
$1 million. $1 million.
That's not
Might
even
not
worth.
even hurt him.
I don't know. I would never hurt my child. It's so evil.
Yep.
Man.
I did, and they didn't even send me the money. But
Are they an Egyptian prince?
yeah. Why, you looking up urban legends? Like
Did
good
you
ones?
lose money in that exchange?
Yeah. I sent him $500,000. I figured the other $500,000 would cover. Dude.
Yeah. All the medical
sent
bills
me.
from the brains that you just. I see.
Would 1 second hurt someone? I don't even know. I have no idea. I feel like no, but I don't know.
None of these are real urban legends. Yeah.
Well, we mentioned a little before, but I didn't get into it. Reddit has a no sleep category.
Yeah.
Where it's like
Talk about people moving a little too fast, chasing you down the sidewalk. Maybe they smile at you. They give like an extra long gaze.
Oh,
They
either way,
double back.
It's amateur. It's amateur urban legends a little bit, right?
Yeah, some of them are good enough to actually make it into stories and movies.
Some suck. Some are really good. Some have been made into movies. You're correct. I was going to tell everyone my favorite one.
Hit it.
Search and rescue stories from the wilderness.
Huh.
It's written from the perspective of someone who does search and rescue party stuff out in like the park ranger stuff. Like I'm a park ranger at Wisconsin. I'm a park ranger in Oregon. We have a 39-acre forest. Sometimes we have to go in and find people. These were my favorite ones though. They're called Search and Rescue Reddit No Sleep. If you type that in, you'll find all of them. I think it's only like 6 or 8 or whatever. And there's probably spin-offs everyone does. The reason they're so cool is some of them are really short. It's like me and a guy were working on telephone poles and we had to stay by the road, but we'd go off nail in, go back to the road, go off, nail in, go back to the road. And one time we come to one, and I heard a sound so loud I couldn't hear anything. And I turned to the guy, and he said, I can't hear either. And they both were like, what the hell? And it was just a weird hum, and they both were like, and they both ran back to their car. When they ran back to the car, they looked, and like 8 trees got knocked over, 100 yards away. And all it is just this little road no one will go down. These 2 guys who have hard hats on and can't hear because this weird humming, buzzing sound is just crazy loud. And they looked, and then they turned around and heard a big boom, and like all these nails were shot into their vehicle, and then everything stopped. They could hear fine, everything was fine. Those trees were down, and they looked around, and they couldn't find anyone, and they finished that day. Like, they didn't finish. They were like, we're going back to the shop, like, we're done. And I'd be like, that's a pretty messed up story. What's crazy is they all are kind of like that. It's like a real short story. It doesn't really, there's not a lot of fact. It's not
just
a lot
a
of
moment.
Yeah, it's like weird stuff where you can't explain something. My favorite, though, is that all this guy, from his perspective, I don't know if it's the same writer every time, they did a story where if you ever come across a staircase in the middle of the woods, don't go near it and don't ask anyone else about it. And me reading, I was like, come on, give me some more. So apparently, like, in these 8 to 6 stories or whatever, like, a couple times you come across a story where it's like, yeah, we found a girl who died. She was like 8. You got lost from her parents, freak accident, fell down. Part of her body was picked at by wolves. Like, it's pretty gross stuff. Like, I'm not going to go into detail, but we cleaned it up. And then right in the distance, I could see one of those staircases. And I said, Chief, why do we have to, should we check out? Maybe she was over there. Like, it's a staircase. There's no house there. It's just a staircase. It goes up like, 15 feet and stops. And the chief was like, don't ever ask me again. And they cleaned up, and they're cleaning up this dead body of the girl. They got to go tell the parents, and they left. And he never got to ask about the staircase. And I'm like, what the fuck's with like that's my brain.
I thought you were talking about like going down. It just goes up.
Yeah, it's an up staircase. It just goes up. It's like a stone staircase in the middle of the woods. Like in the middle of the woods. There's no other house. There's no other construction. It's just a staircase. And to this day, that's still got me like thinking about it. And I'm like, and I guess that's part of being creepy. There's an unanswered question.
Yeah, there's an unnatural,
and it's not answered. Like, they don't tell me what it is. It's not a portal to another world or a warlocks build it or something. It would almost
your brain
degrade it.
Runs wild with imagination.
Because your brain is the scariest thing of all, right?
So you don't think it's human because you don't say, oh, someone just built that. No reason why.
Or is it human and it's like super weird humans? And now I'm like, whoa, holy smokes, folks. I don't know. That's where I go with creepy. And shout out that Reddit like series of posts. You all should check it out. But
yeah, no sleep. I read one from somebody like walking in an urban area, and someone walks by them on the sidewalk going the opposite way, and just stares at them and smiles at them. And then after they cross paths, the stranger goes to the other side of the street and then goes in the same direction, but is walking like their pace. And then they look back again, and he's like way ahead. And then, like the next time they look, he's crossing back over to come back to that side of the sidewalk. So it's like, what? Like who? There's no logical reason why someone would double back.
Do that?
Yeah, so it's like, what do you do in that situation? Do you stop moving? Do you cross the street? Like you gotta play his game a little bit, right?
I guess. I mean, otherwise, you gotta be a pretty confident person not to.
Yeah, just keep walking, start running. He's faster than you. He's already outpaced you by a lot.
Well, he was running. You were walking.
But it seems like it was like in a very short time frame. So it seems like he can sprint faster than you could sprint. Oh.
I don't know. Am I with my girl who can't defend herself? Like, too? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I could run and be like, push her.
Yeah. Hopefully there's like a cliff nearby. Yeah.
I don't know. Creepy stuff, dude.
Quick, hide in the staircase. And then he transports into the woods.
Maybe.
Good stuff.
Creepy stuff. I will say, uh, I can read the scariest thing I read today.
What's that?
Not too long. It's like it's pretty short. It's a little off-putting. It gets me a little scared if I get all.
I went with
Right?
continuity here. I kept the same shirt on since
I
the
understand.
previous episode.
Yeah, I was wondering if you ever bathed or whatever. But,
Yeah.
Wow. 1 in 5 Americans will be diagnosed
With skin
with
cancer.
skin cancer. It gets worse. Skin cancer is diagnosed more than all the other cancers combined.
Huh.
Oh dear.
And people with American
Oh, no.
flag shirts tend to get skin cancer more than other people.
This is a problem. This next one is a problem. The risk of melanoma doubles if you've had over 5 sunburns in your life.
Wow.
Do you know how many sunburns you've had in your life? Is it 5? Because mine sure as hell is 5.
Yeah, I would say I'm right about
Today is
5.
1.
I might be at 4. That's why I live my
You're
life
still-
inside of houses.
Still gonna live, man. The Skin Cancer Association, is that a thing? I think I made them up, but whoever doesn't want you to have skin cancer, they recommend you use SPF 15 daily if you go outside at all. Even if it's not to sunbathe. Just put it on your skin, please. Keep yourself safe.
Oh, it's all greasy though.
Last of all, 23% of your lifetime exposure to the sun will happen by age 18, assuming an 80-year lifestyle.
Makes sense.
It does. It's a little higher than the age would assume, but you're probably showing more skin pre-18, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, shout out. Keep showing skin if you're exactly 18.
Except if you're on a nude beach and you're very, very old.
I said 18 exactly.
Oh, then yeah, show yourself off.
Yeah. I was going to say pre-18, but then I was like, nope, can't say that.
Well, good thing
Exactly 18. Good.
you did. So I guess we could change,
that's it.
do a little lighthearted stuff.
Please do.
I was watching this show called Mega Foods, which is where they produce a lot of different food at like a grand scale. And one of them was, I think in Zurich, Switzerland. They make food for the airlines. And I guess
What is the deal with airplane
Food.
peanuts? Yeah. Sorry.
They make everything that goes on the airlines, and they're running out of things to film, which happens in almost every episode. So half of it's an hour long. So like half of it is like replaying, and they're like, how are they going to get this food there? But the best part was like the outro was them shuttling these little carts of food onto the airplane, and they were playing Oasis, that song "Fucking in the Bushes."
Dude, I love that song.
Like,
famous from the movie Snatch,
yes,
where Brad Pitt is knocking out that mofo. He shouldn't be, but he bet on himself to win. Typical gypsy.
yeah,
Gypsies. Jippos. You know Jippo soul, always throwing in those with deals. That was my Snatch impression for the night.
So look up Oasis "Fucking in the Bushes" if you've never listened to it.
It's a good song.
And then imagine
it's not
people
like any other Oasis song.
imagine people loading food onto an airplane, the most boring job ever.
That's awesome. That's like someone just loved that song. And they were like,
Yeah, screw it.
We got no song for the last scene. What are they doing? Loading airline food. Throw it on.
Yeah. Wish we could
That's
play
such a
that.
good song. That's a really good
a
song. Someone look it up. Someone watch the whole movie Snatch. Just do it.
What does the
It's my
old
favorite.
woman say in that song?
The what?
There's like an old woman that like voices over.
Yeah.
Fucking in the like she's like.
If you start me up, I'll be able to finish whatever. So I saw the movie Snatch like 80 times. Guy Ritchie. I have almost every word in the movie memorized. I don't have every song in the movie memorized. I apologize.
We put this festival on you bastards with a lot of love. We worked 1 year for you pigs.
No, I guess I didn't have that memorized. But that's people loading airline food.
Well, it was like it was a rip of all
awesome.
that song. I was like, that's amazing. And then I
That's
found
good.
out a new word. I read it on Reddit.
Hell yeah.
Incel.
Yeah, I know what an incel is. Is that someone who's a virgin, never had sex, and they're like pale and go ahead. You seem like you're gonna correct me.
No, no, you're absolutely correct. They
Okay,
kind of
cool.
they shit on themselves.
Incelibate, right? Is it what is it? Incelibate?
Is that what that is? Incelibate? That's pretty
It's
smart.
something to do with involuntary celibate. Thank you.
Involuntary celibate.
So
I imagine
they want
they
to have
like.
sex with women, but they cannot because they're pale, they're awful, they're weak, and they're like anti-woman, which is ironic because they want to have sex, but they're anti-woman.
Yeah, they shit on themselves and put themselves down, so they are fearful of women and don't have sex with
They
women.
hate them.
Yeah, they hate them even though they want them.
Like they watch the Star Wars trailer and they're like, "Why is a woman the main character? This is uncanon." Like that's them. That's incels right there.
I could see that. Yeah, I was
Right?
thinking. I didn't even look up like the origin of it. I just read the quick definition, and I thought it was maybe like the opposite of excel. Like people who excel like are not going to make up excuses,
Incel.
but incels are going to make up every excuse in the book to not do something, even though they want to.
Incels. Ugh. Also, quick shout out. A little off topic, but I got a smartwatch for Father's Day.
Wow, that looks very annoying to use, actually. Why didn't you answer my texts? Didn't you get them on the smartwatch?
Yeah, but do you know how it's annoying to respond to a text on a smartwatch?
You gotta circle the periphery, keep spinning it,
Nah, like what it is
blow into this hole right here. We're gonna figure out what your alcohol level is plus
You,
text in.
Under Panderers is playing live. I gotta check that out later, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday weather. I think I deleted your things. But like I would getting texts and all that, and I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, I can respond, and it's like you pull up a little menu, and do you remember the old phones where you have to type in like 3-4 times to get
Do you
the
have a
letter
stylus?
J?
Does a stylus pop out of the side of that thing?
No, that would actually make more sense.
Yeah. Or if it came with like sunscreen or something.
Well, spent a lot of time out in the sun today. I neglected my sunscreen, and for that, I'm paying, folks. We're looking at full-blown sunburn. Might be dead by tomorrow from melanoma. Now you know.
Yeah. You shaved all the hair off. That's the reason why. You should have left the.
So hold on, check this out. Look at my face. I'm red everywhere, right? Except here.
Uh-huh.
I shaved my beard today after my sunburn.
Oh.
So my beard literally saved my body from sunburn.
Yeah.
I was gonna make up something cool, like I was like eating out a celebrity in the sun all day. But that's not the case at all.
Oh.
I had a beard here to here to here, and I got sunburn. And then this afternoon I shaved my beard, and now it looks white, and the rest of me is bright red. So.
All right, so we covered fear. We talked about dopamine and what it does to you, and people who are thrill seekers.
And sunburn.
Yep. Haunted houses, why people love them.
Fun fear, not fun fear. Creepiness, not fun creepiness.
All your
Did we
senses.
talk about salad? Did we talk about salad fingers?
Oh, salad fingers. We did not talk about salad fingers. I would have
That's-
ranked him pretty high in creepy level.
Yeah, he's
Mentally
pretty creepy.
disturbed. There's something off-putting immediately about salad fingers by the way he speaks.
But it's not threatening, right?
It's
Which
not.
is the weirdest part about it all. Creepiest things are not threatening. They're like almost threatening. Like,
What's the name of the puppet? Marjorie Stewart Baxter or something?
Marjorie Stewart Baxter.
Marjorie Stewart Baxter.
Stewart Baxter.
What are
Kenneth
they?
Cumberbatch or someone Cumberbatch.
No. Wait.
You taste like sunshine dust.
Rusty
You taste
spoon.
like poo. Yeah. I like the way they feel on my fingers.
Hubert
So, I guess
Jason
that-
Cumberdale. Harry
what was
Milford
it?
Cubicle.
Hubert Cumberdale.
Hubert Cumberdale.
Hubert Cumberdale.
Jeremy Fisher.
Jeremy Fisher. He rides the horse. I forgot. He asked the little boy to come help him with his oven.
Yeah, and you see like it's
And
got
he
a fish.
accidentally put them in it. A fish in the
there's
oven.
a fish in the-
It's rather in the back.
Like, it's rather in the back though.
Like, what?
And then he wakes up.
Yeah, he wakes up and the kid must have fallen into the oven, which is creepier than putting him in the oven on purpose and let him cook.
Wow, that's the freakiest thing ever.
Yeah.
Who came up with that person?
Real quick
Created
shout
by
out.
David Firth.
David Firth, Fat Pie. Yeah. So real quick, to wrap this up, my friend, we'll call him Neb. He got really high for like the first time in his life, and he hated salad fingers. And we made him watch salad fingers, and it freaked him out. And like he was like screaming, "Turn it off!" But like he was still in the room, like he could have walked out, but he was like,
Marjorie
you know,
Stewart next.
He hated it. Wow.
I could understand that. It's creepy.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see that.
Ooh.
Especially if you're new to that. Oh.
Ooh.
I'm about to look him up, see if we got any new episodes. I want to check him out.
He has 4 shirts for sale, and they're all $30.
Good lord, man! What are you trying to do?
Yeah, rip us
out
off.
of $30?
Man, not plugging it.
Not plugging it.
What else? What else did we get? How about routine environment and being safe and protected, and the normalcy of not being afraid,
and how urban they are, and how legend they are. We talked about the high ledge thing. We talked about different movies. We talked about Vsauce, who loves our podcast. We talked about the uncanny valley of pornography and fear. We talked about everything.
Nick's own death, being identified by his parents. That's,
member in hand.
They would never say it's my son. That couldn't be.
Son.
That couldn't be. No.
I have no son. It's also day 10 of me working out. It's starting to show, I think.
Yeah, I don't.
Hey, 11? Does this help the podcast? Do you think people are turning it off right now?
I think that you're probably scaring people away, and you're locked down. You're stuck in a future that you'll never be able to change.
Oh no! I'm not looking for extracurriculars. I'm just looking for self-affirmation.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
I love vanity.
Sign up for self-affirmation.
And this is where the podcast ends.
How many times my armpit's going to be showed on the episode?
Yeah.
Folks,
we've hit the maximum limit.
We like you a ton. Is that the word?
We do like the listeners quite a bit, and the watchers a little bit less, because it's not as creepy.
Thanks, folks. Thanks for tuning in tonight.
Yeah. Have a good night.
We like it.
Stay safe.